What is going on, everybody? Welcome to part 1 of my in-depth guide and tutorial on the fusion of caulifla and kale, Kefla. Now in this video, I'll be going over the basics of her character. I'll show you her strengths and weaknesses, the combos that you can do in this variation. We'll go into the custom variation in part 2, but for now, please watch this video first if you want to get an overall idea of what this character can do. This includes Staminabreaks, of course, and it will also include just optimization. So without further ado, we will get into the Staminabreaks first. She has 1 heavy into light Staminabreak, and also 2. To be honest, these are probably going to be your best options. And then 4. Because this is an auto vanish combo. Now, this will also link heavy if you time it correctly. If you time it correctly. It's a little bit awkward though. So just keep that in mind. It's kinda... the timing is very strict. I'm not very good at doing this one. The timing is like one of the strictest timings in the game for a stamina break, and honestly it's not even worth doing, so I don't even know why I'm mentioning it, to be honest. But the other way that you can do it is like this. If they have no stamina, I'm gonna go ahead and turn recovery off. This doesn't mean if you break them, but if they do not have stamina to roll or snap out of the combo, you can descend after that combo and restand them into the stamina break, or you can just throw the stamina break out while they're on the ground. That also includes this combo here. Oh, hold on a sec. Didn't mean to do that. But after this double axe handle slam here, same concept. Now, the other ways that you can do it, if you spend the bar, not after that combo, excuse me. If you spend the bar after this combo here, after that combo there, you cannot auto-vanish it because you unfortunately are at an awkward angle and it leads to them just flying over your head. However, you can heavy stamina break with this setup. You gotta time it correctly though. Once again, I kinda suck at timing this. Because she's a very stiff character, and this is one of her main weaknesses. Once again, heavy stamina breaking with her is basically not worth it. But it is an option that you can do if you can get the timing down. I just really suck at doing it. But it is a possibility. This will also make it go over your head. The way to make it land, is to spend the bar and then go into it. But even then, sometimes, as you see there, it whiffs. This is one of her biggest weaknesses, is that she has very limited ways to stamina break you. That's why I said these are probably your best options. If you go into square at the end of her heavy combo instead of going into triangle, you can kind of land a heavy stamina break, though like I said, it's very awkward. This timing is very strict. But it is possible, see? That one's probably the easiest variation to do, but it's still kind of awkward. And then the other versions of her stamina break, and these are actually inescapable. Not after that, excuse me. After the auto vanish on her heavy combo, block cancel, that has a block cancel on it. It has an unvanishable stamina break option. And the other unvanishable stamina break that you have is this. Oh, hold on a sec. You gotta kind of time it correctly. There we go. That is inescapable. This will not link a heavy stamina break for obvious reasons. It is probably one of the worst heavy stamina break animations in the game. It is a long wind-up, a long delivery, and a terrible amount of end lag. Because she does this little spin. Let's see here. Do you believe that's it for her stamina break setups? She doesn't have too many, and like I said, these are your best options because they keep your opponents standing, and they are the easiest to confirm. Now, the other problem she has is that her light stamina break, listen to this. I'm going to be mashing my square button after I stamina break them. See how long it takes me to be able to attack after stamina breaking them? This is one of her main issues. She cannot maximize damage as well as other characters can because she is stuck there after stamina breaking you. She's actually negative after stamina breaking you. So in order to rectify this, you have to go directly into a super attack. But even then, it's just the best super attack to use is the one that I just used right there, and it does abysmal damage. And it wastes precious time that you have to maximize said damage in a combo after breaking their stamina. So you can see the dilemma. Now, let's get into her loops. Now, this is another thing that she lacks. Her loops are almost non-existent in her base variation. The most loops she has are block cancels. And a few key extensions. This is probably your best loop here. Because this is the same combo that sets up the unvanishable stamina break. See? Loop this. You can actually back hit after hitting him with that lariat strike. For those of you who don't know what a lariat is, it's that attack right there where she comes at you with her arm instead of her fist. It hits you across the neck. That's called a lariat. But after that lariat strike, that is a combo extension that you can do and loop it. Now, the other way that you can loop with her is this. Close to the ground. This is only close to the ground, however. So keep that in mind. And then the other way is this. Which also has a block cancel. But you can only, you can't really loop it. You can't really loop it with the final hit unless you do it like this. Don't block cancel. Bounce them up with a key blast, quickly descend back down, rinse and repeat. And for... she actually used to have one standing loop, but they patched this out a long time ago. That combo right there, that 5th hit of her square combo, used to be very consistent in its stun, but it's not anymore. See that? He was stunned for a shorter amount of time that time after being hit by it. This is more consistent online, but this used to be a much more reliable loop, but they patched this out a while ago. But that's the end of her loops. Now let's get into her skills. Now her base skills, she has Gigantic Breaker. This is a good combo extending super. But its damage is kind of low for a 2-bar, to be honest. Though the trade-off is that it's pretty easy to hit confirm in a combo. This combo will land it, and you can extend after it, loop it. You can land it after this combo here. After this combo here as well. If you time it right and charge that last hit, it'll actually confirm into a combo. See? And you can do whatever you want after that. It'll also land in knockbacks. I mean, it'll also land in a slam attack. Any kind of attack that knocks you down to the ground, this will land as well. Such as this combo here. Though if they got stamina, they can vanish out of it, so keep that in mind. And that will result in a very hefty punish, as you see there. If she misses this attack, she goes into this weird animation where she stumbles. This is in reference to what happens to her whenever she's fighting UI Goku. And there is one good thing about this, though. Watch this damage. That's a pretty hefty chunk of damage. If that blast connects, it does a ridiculous amount of damage, even on chip, as you saw there. The problem with this, though, is that it's very hard and unconventional to actually combo into this. Most of the time, whenever you try and combo into Gigantic Breaker, it's always going to result in the fist hitting, not the blast. Now, for the other thing, the other super attack that she has. This is Blaster Ball. And this attack, it can do a pretty ridiculous amount of damage if you spend your entire key bar on it. See right there? Almost 15k. Pretty extreme. But that's if you land all of the energy balls. And online, this thing can be very inconsistent. As you see right there, if you're close, the blast can sometimes miss. It's better to do it far away, but far away online, these things just drop out of nowhere. So a lot of the times whenever I try and use this skill, if there's even just a little bit of latency or lag, it causes these to drop. Like you saw right there. You see that? Listen to my buttons. I'm gonna do it again. Listen to my buttons. I'm mashing it as quickly and consistently as I can, and sometimes that will still resort in a drop online and offline. I don't know what causes it to work like this, but it is a problem. It's pretty easy to combo into, as you see there. but it's not really a very good ultimate. It's not a very good super attack, to be honest. She has way better skills in her custom variation. Now, the other skill that she has is Ray Blast. And this is actually possibly her best super skill in her base variation. It's a combo extender. But the main thing that it is used for is this. It immediately cancels into ultimate attacks. Which sets up very easy unvanishable combos. This is why I say this is possibly her best skill in the base variation. And it can be used as a base combo extender as well. It has a fair amount of range around this distance. I do believe is the maximum. Yeah. It does have one problem though, and that's the fact that it can't really aim upwards very well a lot of the time, except for that combo that I did right there. That's the only time it'll ever land at an upward angle for me. Kefla also has this skill, and this is where that skill came from. Which is actually kind of funny, because they gave Kefla one of Kefla's skills, and they gave Kefla two of Kefla's skills. They gave her Ray Blast, and they gave her Double Crush. Double Crush is actually something that Kefla did, not Kefla. Now, her skills are done for the super attacks. Now let's get into ultimates. Full power energy wave, nobody really cares about that. It's just a solid 3-bar ultimate that's really easy to unvanishable, universal like this. But gigantic burst, just a very solid 5-bar ultimate attack. It is costly, but the damage is well worth it. Look at that. That's pretty good. Especially if you land it in a combo like this. That is a pretty sizable chunk of damage. And if you want, you can actually cease using the Ray Blast to extend it and do a little bit more damage by going into Gigantic Breaker after that, when their stamina is broken, of course. But it's just a very good ultimate attack. Her evasive skill. This is possibly one of the worst 3-bar evasives in the game. It's Broly's evasive skill. It's just not good. It costs 3 bars. Yes, it does give you a short time of iframes, but it's just, its damage is abysmal. It keeps you there forever. If you get hit by an attack that hits like a ridiculous amount of times, it's just going to eat through it and hit you. And at one point there actually was a glitch where it made Emperor's Death Beam like do an absurd amount of damage in one hit if you actually used this evasive to get out of it. Same with Cell's Energy Barrier skill. Both these evasives had a massive problem with their hitboxes when it came to that. It's just not a very good skill, to be honest. You can't really even combo into it for tech at all either, so it's not really worth it. Also, I should mention, I'm not going to do tech in part 1 of this video. I will do that in the custom variation in part 2. But that's it for her skills. Now let's get into just the optimal combos for her, and I'll also show you the unique features that she has that other cast members do not possess. First off, you saw one of them earlier. but this girl actually has 2 different grabs. No other character has this. On the ground, she does the same grab that Kefla has. In the air, it's like a raid blast. But the unique thing about her air grab is this. Just like a raid blast or gigantic rage, it can be comboed into. So that's just a cool little feature that she has. And for Staminabreak combos, she actually does have a couple setups for that. And just like Raid Blast, if you're close to the ground and you use the air grab, you can restand them with a key blast and then continue the combo. But the other thing that she has, and this is far more important, this is probably one of the most important things in her kit, in her toolkit, is this. The feint attack. This looks like a dash kick at first, but if I am anywhere, that's about the maximum distance you can trigger it. It is an instant way to get behind and flank your opponent. This also cannot be blocked. If somebody's trying to block mash you, just flick your stick and get behind them instantly. Punish them. And the best thing about this is that you don't have to even flick your stick to back hit after it. If you just press triangle immediately after doing it, it automatically combos. This gives her combo routes that other characters don't have. And it gives her a way to immediately close the gap and flank you. It's a very good little gimmick that she has. Here's a combo example right here. If you want to see another one, after a gigantic breaker, fly in. Pretty cool. This is especially important to her whole game plan because unfortunately in base variation, Kefla is very stiff. She, like I said, she only has 1 dash cancel and the excuse me, my throat's kind of dry. The remainder of her freaking cancel windows are nothing but block cancels. This is one of her biggest problems and why a lot of people do not play her, is that she is not as fluent as the majority of the cast. She cannot move at blistering speeds. She cannot constantly cancel out of combos without key canceling. Now don't get me wrong. She can be a fierce character in the right hands, but until her custom variation came out, even I was saying that this girl was pretty bad. But luckily, in her in part 2, I'll show you just how good it makes her to have access to different skills and stuff. But for now, I'll get into optimization. Now, as I mentioned, oh, hold on a sec. That was not on purpose. Best way to do that And if you had enough time, you could actually get a gigantic breaker out of that. Like so. Here's a shorter variation of that combo. And that is actually one of the ways you can land the blast. And look at that damage. Pretty ridiculous. Here's you some basic combos. Show you some more. Do not ever do a gigantic breaker after stamina breaking in front of him like that, because as you see right there, it causes her to teleport. It would be nice if she went directly into the blast, but no, she teleports whenever you do that. I just thought I'd show that to you guys real quick. See? So don't ever do that. If they do not have a 2-bar evasive, you can get something like this off really easily. Or if they're just simply stubborn about using their stamina, which many people are. Don't ever try and stamina break after vanishing that combo, because as you see, it launches them in an awkward angle. Here's another combo example. And then gigantic breaker. Bam. Now this, like I said, as you saw right there, it is very weird landing the blast in a combo. Because I think it depends on the wall collision. But there's a finishing combo right there. It's just like a Savage Strike or a Raid Blast. It's very good for finishing your combo. Maximizing your damage to the fullest. You can actually block cancel and stamina break during this combo as well. Though it's inconsistent offline. And requires some pretty strict timing. Another example. But, as you saw right there, the blast missed. So you gotta be careful about this kind of thing. This isn't one of the reasons I don't like Gigantic Breaker much. Because it is not the best in terms of consistency. Oh, and as you saw right there, if there's any kind of wall collision, Ray Blast will also just cause them... This is why I don't like these invisible barriers, people. These invisible barriers that are designed to keep you keep you from getting out of bounds. These things just cause so many collision problems, phantom collision issues that cause combos to drop in this game. But Dimps wants to hide their unfinished work. What in the world? Okay, I was mashing square right there. I don't know why that combo didn't complete. I was trying to do her full square combo right there. That would have hit had I not waited so long. Alright. Bear with me, people. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Good grief. There you go. And if you want, you can actually add an extra tick of damage with Ray Blast after that. Here's another one. And then Gigantic Breaker to finish it off. Now I'll show you one of the ways to combo into her grab and actually use it as a combo extension rather as a low damaging combo ender. This is a little bit awkward though, so keep that in mind, people. For one thing, you've got to key blast them, and you have to be close to the ground when trying to do this. Which means you're going to have to use a combo more like this. And then, bam. There you go. That is the last combo I can show you guys with her base variation. She really doesn't have much, to be honest. Not much that that her custom variation doesn't have access to as well, but her custom variation is just 100 times better. So with that said, thank you all for watching part 1 of my guide on Kefla. I hope that this was informative on what she is able to do. Her strengths and weaknesses were explained in this video. I will not be going back over them too much in her custom guide of part 2, but I will definitely be going into the tech that I know with her in that video, and I will see you whenever I upload that video. So for now, I bid you adieu.